Yo, what is good everybody? Welcome to the channel. It is your boy X-Ray Scene, and today for you guys we're going to be doing a complete beginner's guide all the way through until you get to S rank hunter, and as well as getting some of the more powerful characters in the game. Now I do have pretty much all of the game passes, so I'm going to be pretty much giving you a perspective of when and what you should get as you progress along. We're going to go ahead and go straight to the game passes so I can go over that immediately because it's just easier to explain that. So times 2 XP, it's helpful but not really helpful in the beginning stages of the game where you're just trying to get characters. Later on, where you're trying to get your SS characters or G rank characters to max, it's going to take some time if you do not have this. A few characters on my secondary account with no game passes at all, and it takes a good little grip to actually level the characters up to just 200, and those are just for the S units. So it's useful, but not until you start getting a lot of SS units and you're trying to level them up. So insta arise is okay. It's pretty much just so if you're AFK, you can get that arise off without having to wait for all three of the chances to go off. And maybe you would just add a camera frame or something. It's got 2 seconds left, you ran up, you started doing your rise, you only got 2 off. This just does it all 3 of them at once, so you don't have to sit there and wait. Same thing down here with the instant destroy. It does it all 3 attempts at one time, so you don't have to sit there and wait for the attempts to roll through. Times 2 cash is okay. You're not really going to worry about cash. Auto clicker is okay. I believe you can get this one for free. I believe the gems is fine, but once again, gems and cash, you're going to come into that anyway as you play the game. Extra equipment always is going to be one of the best things you can get for yourself. This is probably obviously going to be something like late game because of the price that it costs. These are 1-to-1 with the Robux too, so it costs 749 Robux, and then if you also go to the ticket shop here, it costs 749 tickets, so you can get those as well. Auto attack, honestly, it's probably one of the things that I would get before anything else. I know that sounds crazy, even times 2 XP or instant rise, I just would rather have auto attack because when I'm not playing and I honestly need to just go somewhere and maybe I'm fixing me some food or something, I just go sit somewhere and just have my units attack and grab me money and gems while I'm sitting there. Main focus of what I really use it for. I do have a enormous amount of cash here, 31 trillion. It's more people out there that has way more than me. I've seen people with 200 something trillions. There's more people out there, but obviously that just helps with overall money growth and just being able to auto farm a lot of stuff in the game. Let's go ahead and slide on over to the solo leveling island. I'm going to explain to you guys what units you should be going for when you first start the game and what units will help you actually progress. By the way, this new tiger mount that they added, fire. I wish it had a little bit more like energy to it, but I'll take it. It's whatever. All right, so now that we're in leveling city here, I'm going to show you guys which way is the best way to progress and help you out increase your power as quickly as possible and get you bouncing from zone to zone. This is relatively easy. This could be done easier if you have a friend that is already playing the game, but if you guys are solo, it still works similar. You just kind of have to deal with the fact that you're going to be doing it a lot slower. So when you first start off in the game, you're going to start off with absolutely nothing. You're going to be looking like me right now, and you're just going to have nothing but your fist. You're going to run up to this dude, you're going to punch him. If you punch him, they'll have the chance to become a shadow. You have 3 of these chances. Because I have a game pass on, it's going to insta arise it, so you really can't see. If I turn off auto arise, you will see what I'm talking about here. So you'll have 3 chances here. If you use all 3 chances and you do not get the shadow will not extract. Simple as that. Pretty self-explanatory. Once you defeated that and you got a few of those characters, what I would do is immediately come over here into the Goshi here. Once you get to Goshi, I would farm these up until you get a full team of Goshi. Once you get a full team of Goshi, what you're going to head and do is you're going to try in your hardest and just focus on this right here. It can be coming at varying levels of HP, but if you got to go take a bathroom break, you got to go to the store, you want to go outside and play a basketball game, you want a little bit different game, just come right here, click attack on this dude right here, and until he goes, just make sure your characters are attacking this dude. Once they get the XP from this dude, it will buff them enough for you to do better damage on him quicker. Even if you're using E rank Goshis, you should be able to get through him quickly. You're going to keep farming this dude right here in particular until you can get a D rank of him. If you can get 2 D ranks, then immediately come on over here and you're going to farm up this dude right here. Once you get those D ranks leveled up, you're going to go ahead and slide on over here to I believe this is supposed to be Tusk, but you're going to slide on over here to Tusk, and once you kill Tusk, you're going to stay here and farm Tusk for a good minute here. Tusk is probably going to be the main person here that you fight on this because I believe he is the strongest shadow here besides like the ants and stuff like that. Yeah, so he would definitely be one of the characters that you're going to go and farm the longest for. These other characters that are here, obviously you're going to be collecting these 4 right here, but Anders. You could leave Anders for later if you want to. You can do it. It doesn't really matter, but I would personally just skip straight to Largan here just to go ahead and start getting him. Once you get him D ranks, the main thing and the best way to honestly go ahead and start to skip is to do a solo leveling city. Now they've introduced the ability to add ruins in the game. So if someone has a ruin, so say like right now it is in the Brum Island and I need to go and be able to get a character from solo leveling. If you've already done a solo leveling dungeon, or once again you have someone that has played the game before and they have items and can help you advance and stuff quickly, ask them. But you can definitely come on over here to the dungeon, go ahead and slop on into the ruin slide. If I can get up here, apparently I can't freaking fly correctly off my dragon. You're gonna go to the ruin slot. This is an S rank dungeon right here, which is really good because I personally need to actually get an S rank character for the video. So I want this to be a solo leveling one. I want some of the characters to pop up as solo S ranks. So now that I have the ability to add ruins in it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in here. It doesn't really matter what team you have. I'm gonna put on some lower characters here so I can kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. But once you get in here, you really just want to come in here. Like I said, you're probably gonna be using D ranks or whatever the case is. So we're gonna go ahead and fly. All right, so now I pretty much got my team looking somewhat similar to what you guys would look at. Please don't pay attention to the levels. You won't be coming here with level 17 15 characters. You're gonna be coming here with like level 80 and 90 characters here. So once I'm here, essentially some of the characters in this dungeon now will be turned into the solo leveling one. The ones obviously here that we wouldn't be able to do is of course Sharkman. That's 3 billion, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that. So we have these right here from the first area, and essentially what you're gonna do is you're just gonna focus your heart out, and it doesn't matter if you're doing this amount of damage. Just take the entire dungeon, focus on only doing solo leveling characters in S rank dungeons. If you can focus on getting those first, those S ranks will proceed to help you jump and do more and more damage. So there is a chance that you get the S rank here. Like I said, even if you're not doing crazy damage, I have 2 E's that are level 2 and 3 on here, 2 C's that are 15 and 17. They're not doing damage, but they're doing enough for me to eventually get through and kill this character. I'll obviously have credit for it, so I'll have the chance to arise it. Once you have the chance to arise it, you're going to essentially just hope and pray that you get an S rank. You could get extremely lucky inside of these solo leveling characters and get an SS rank as well. They have a chance to drop on S characters. So just be mindful of that. You might get blessed off your first one right here. You might have been fighting this dude for the whole 10 minutes of the dungeon, and out of nowhere you got your first SS character. Now that your DPS has boosted quite a good amount, honestly, you can start jumping islands. Once you get your first team of S's, you can kind of just jump islands and not worry about the lower ranks. And you can just kind of wait for those S rank dungeons to come through, or you can do the lower rank one dungeons, and when an S rank does pop back up, you can have those ruins to change that dungeon partially to some of the characters that you need. So that way you have the opportunity to at least get those characters. So I'm going to go ahead and defeat this. We got a chance to arise him, and we did not get him. So obviously, like I said, you just have to keep trying. Of course, the lower rank the characters are, the lower their health is in the index. So the lower the character is in the index, the lower they will have in terms of HP or DPS. So just keep that in mind. So this would technically be the weakest SS in the game right now if I was to get him SS. So what we're going to do is going to swing on them. Bam, bam, bam. We didn't get nothing. And you can just continue on through the entire dungeon until you complete it and get it done. Alrighty, so on to the next island here. So after you get done with getting your S's from solo leveling and you've got a decent team and you feel like you're capable of going to Naruto, you can also do this when you get a few B rank characters if you've only been able to do like a B rank or A rank dungeon. Whatever the case is, but obviously you will be doing a lot better if you just start off with a few S ranks from solo leveling, and yeah, you would progress a lot more faster. Just trust me on that. Once you finish with all of your solo leveling endeavors over here, you're gonna go ahead and slide on over here to the boat shop. The thing you're gonna purchase first is one of these boats. You're probably too broke to afford the 15k one, but once you get the 15k one, come back and get that one immediately. The speed increase from the simple boat is just much better, and then when you get the little goat, that's even more of a boost. Don't worry about getting your gems yet. I would worry about getting your gems when you get to the One Piece Island, because they actually give it in a decent amount. It's not like 1 or 2 like these right here. They're 1 gem. That's not going to help you get 500. You would have to kill 500 of those to get one gem, and then there's a chance to get the gems, just like it's a chance to arise characters. So don't do that. Once you do that, you'll have the opportunity to get a boat. Right now, as of recording of this video, there is actually a way to get a free mount in the game, and is using code Dragon Blue. If you type in code Dragon Blue, you will get a flying mount, which is the blue dragon. It is the second fastest character dragon in the game. I actually think it's tied with the alpha one, if I'm not mistaken, the dragon that everybody got for the alpha. But you get this blue dragon. This is just another quicker way to have like movement speed, especially off of rip. That way you're not really just worrying about using a boat. I'm not sure how long this code's going to be here, but if it is there, just go ahead and type in Dragon Blue and get you this. It's easy flying mount, pretty decent speed, and yeah, you're probably gonna be using flying mounts mostly anyway in this game, due to the fact that, you know, you can go up, over, everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes some of the dungeons do spawn on like higher tier areas and stuff like that in the game. So yeah, all right, so next up, once you get here, immediately what I would focus on, because you're gonna either have your A ranks, B ranks, or S ranks that you're gonna be trying to level up, I would immediately just focus on hitting these Orochimarus to want pretty much everybody level up. Once you do that, you could move to Sakura if you want to. That is completely up to you. But once I have them leveled up, what I ended up doing was coming straight over here to Itachi and just start farming this up over here. If you have S ranks, you're going to be easily beating down millions of damage. Even A ranks here, they should have no problem doing the Itachi. Yeah, make sure you do that. And that's pretty much self-explanatory from the most part of the game. It's just going to be you kind of just skipping islands, doing it here and here. So for the One Piece island, actually, you don't really need to skip too much. Most of these characters over here actually will be beneficial for you, whether they're lower rank or not. Hopefully, as you guys are leveling up and you're trying to keep your SS units in check, you guys are also D ranks and E ranks and C ranks to the side, so you can actually awaken the characters to the S rank. And I'll show you guys how to do that after we get through all of these steps here. Alrighty, so now we're over here at the One Piece island again. So pretty much for the One Piece island, what I did when I first came over here was I focused on the Arlong first. I went for my XP and tried to make sure I was getting as much XP as I could to level up my characters. Once your characters are about like 150, 170, especially around A and S rank characters, they should be perfectly fine over here, each doing at least probably around like somewhere to like 20 to 24 billion DPS, especially if you have some of the S rank ninja characters. Itachi, if I'm not mistaken, at S rank is like, I believe it's like 24k or something like that. Let's see, let's do this. 48 billion, excuse me. I don't know why I was at 20. I guess the solo leveling ones are at 20, but 48 billion is really good. Obviously, you're going to clear out the Arlongs here. Once you move to the Arlongs, I would immediately skip past Enel and just go straight for the Light Admiral. Light Admiral has more health. Once you get the Light Admiral, he's kind of the one that you want to start getting into the in-game portion of damage. Light Admiral at S rank and then SS rank is actually pretty broken, if I'm not mistaken. I could just go to the index. I don't even need to. Let's go to Brum. Light Admiral, I'm pretty sure it's like 100 and something billion or something like that. No, I don't know where I got 100 and something, but 76 billion is really, really good for a Light Admiral. And then in his S rank, what would that be? 7 billion in his S rank. Not bad at all. Alrighty, so we've made it to the Bleach Island here, and this is really when the game starts to get you into that grinding mode. So everybody over here starts to hit in the trillions of HP. Even the little people have about billions and billions of HP, but the main bosses all have about trillions of HP over here, with I believe the highest being around somewhere around 4 point something trillion. So yeah, pretty much for these, it doesn't matter which ones you hit, all of them are going to kind of be in the same vicinity. Obviously, you want to start off with the Uryu here. Of course, going to be the lowest ranking character. And then you're going to work your way up to Byakuya here. I please don't come at me in the comments for saying some of these characters' names wrong. I haven't watched Bleach in years, and I have only read the manga like 20 times, and I've literally just gone off of what I think it sounds like. So don't come at me. We got Renji here. He being the highest one that normally is over here somewhere. Once you get to this area over here, you're kind of in the point to where you need to go work on the raid. And the reason why I haven't covered the raid in the video yet is because this is around the time that I feel like you would be able to participate and actually get damage for the raid. You guys might be like, well, you can go and get the A rank and lower rank as ants and stuff like that as well, because they're around the same level as the solo leveling characters. You are absolutely correct about that, but the main thing is those ants are good for collection purposes only. You're not going to actually focus and get usable when you first start off. You will want to use them, but they're not going to be usable for the long run. It's literally more or less just a collection purpose type of thing. Even with the queen, if you get the queen SS or you get the queen S, you're not going to use the queen too long. It'll be a nice little DPS buff for like literally a little bit, but it wouldn't be too long, because once you start getting the bleach characters to SS and then you head on over to the Clover Island, you're going to be pretty much on par to just put zeros on your team. If you get zeros on your team, which is Beru, if you get zeros on your team, then you're pretty much straight. You're good to go. And you're fine and dandy essentially. So just work on getting to the Bleach Island. Once you get to the Bleach Island, you'll be able to do a raid here and then participate and actually get rewards. I don't want the community to be like, oh, just come straight here to get this. Like, yes, it's really good for starting off, don't get me wrong, but in the long run, those A rank and S ranks could have, that time spent getting those ants could have just been spent playing somewhere else. And I get it, the raid doesn't even come up every time, so you got 15 minutes to try to get it and then you move on. And I was gonna text in this chat and tell this dude it is possible to get G ranks, but he will be okay, I guess. All right, so what you're gonna do in the raid, for the most part, we got a full team here, so it's gonna be kind of hard for me to really show you guys exactly what it is. But for the raid, essentially what you're going to do, you're going to have these ant soldiers that spawn on the side of the queen here. You just need to attack the ant soldiers, kill the ant soldiers. Once you kill the ant soldiers, the queen is attackable again. Once you get to a certain amount of HP, the queen will reset. I think it does it like 3 times, where you have to, well, it's really 4 in total. The initial wave where you got to kill the ants, and then the additional 3 after that one. But yeah, essentially you're just going to kill the ants here. Once you kill the ants, the queen is just going to lower her health down. Once you defeat the queen, there's going to be a little cutscene that plays, and then Beru is going to come out. She dies. Beru is going to come out, and then we're going to go ahead and start fighting him. Hopefully we can get this man to drop as a G rank. That would be nice. That would be my 3rd G rank, and I would really appreciate it, game. I thank you so much. There's the cutscene for my boy Beru. He's going to come out, or Zuru, as they would like to call him. I just want more, so that way later on in the game, when it comes to doing content, I can clear it and not have to struggle, and then I can get the new units when it comes out. Because right now I still am, I haven't tried it with the other G rank Beru I have, but I cannot clear the A rank Clover dungeon by myself in a good time limit. And yeah, I was gonna go ahead and just server hop, but I just wanted to show you it for the video. I'm fine on farming him, so I don't really need to be there too much. But like I said, once you're here, you kind of want to just farm up some of these ants. Main goal is to get the king and the queen, just to have those. Those are supposed to be a limited time event, so once again, I don't know when these is going to be out, but in terms of progression right now, this is kind of like one of the best things to do. Alrighty, so we are finally over here at the Clover Island, and now it's time for me to start talking to you guys about weapons. Now, the reason why I did not speak on this earlier is because it kinda is useful, but it's not useful until you get here. And the reason why it's not useful until you get here is because you cannot afford it yet. So there's going to be 2 new weapons that I would suggest that you guys try to go for in terms of weapon. This would be this one right here, which is the Twin Trident here. They do 2.2 billion damage, really decent. All of these do a decent amount of damage, but this one does the most in terms of getting it just from the vendor here. This quickest way to get a weapon to S rank to actually have some decent weapon damage. Really, you can get it to SS rank, but you have to grind for the money for it. Yeah, you just had to, you know, get it how it comes. Pretty much you're gonna focus on getting money over here until the next island comes out. Then you're gonna switch to the next island, get that money, and then you can hop back over here and work on getting weapons. But Clover, all of the Clover gates drop a special weapon that is a legendary rarity weapon. This legendary rarity weapon is the Twin Vyron. The legendary weapon that you can get is the Twin Wyvern Vanquishers, which I'm assuming is supposed to be resemblings of kind of like Asta's dual blades. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that's what it's supposed to be. It might not be at all, but this is a huge increase in damage in terms of DPS, and I've seen some of the people get this to SS already, and let's just say the damage is a lot better than what you think it is. So this is where I would start worrying about what weapons do. I haven't said anything about weapons or anything like that so far, because for the most part you can kind of get through the first 3 or 4 islands without having to worry about a weapon at all, because all of the weapons they offer you on those islands really get outscaled really quickly, honestly. So yeah, just be aware that they can get outscaled relatively quickly, so that's why I really wouldn't pick up the weapons. When you first arrive here, you're going to be focusing on farming luck up. Luck is the lowest one here. I didn't farm no L much because the way that her enemies are not really in like a good position for a lot of rewards. Like, I didn't see a way to farm up a lot of stuff AFK in a good manner of time. Like right here, I'm not even sure. I think there's just her right there. She doesn't really have a good ball spot to grind like Luck or here, where they completely have way better spots to grind. Like here is a good spot to grind. You got, I think it's this one, and then this one you can hit if you stand like right here, which is really good. And then for you can also do it right here, which would be that big one, that one, and then this little one right here that you can get. Those are really good spots to farm. And yeah, I feel like just and Luck have better spots to farm than fucking Noelle. She has these little itty bitty ones over here, but I feel like if they would have put like a big boss right here or something like that, it would have been more useful, but they didn't. So yeah, I would just stick to doing Luck and what you call it, because with Luck you would at least can stand like right here and get 1, 2, and 3. Same thing with you can do it over here with Luck as well. Just stand kind of like right here, and you might actually be able to get a few more with Luck right here. I'm not even sure, but yeah, that's kind of what I mainly be using them for. Of course, the Wizard King is the highest ranking character in the game right now, with doing more damage than the Beru, the SS Beru, not the G rank Beru. The G rank Beru is still going to be doing buku's amount of damage for quite some time in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much this island explained, and we're coming to the end of all of the islands here. Now I just want to go ahead and just go over some stuff that will overall increase damage in terms of progressing for your characters. So recently in this last update, they've added a game changing not really event, but more of like just something to do on the side. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, I clearly have a ranking above my head, and today I'm just going to show you guys quickly what that does and where do you do it and where do you increase your rank. So you're going to come into this building on solo leveling city. It's big tall building, you can't miss it. Spawns like right over there, you literally can't miss it. You're going to come up to the elevator, you're going to go up to the elevator here. In this building here, you will have the opportunity to buy runes. Runes will be used inside of the dungeons. Before you start dungeons, only the leaders can put these in, so just be aware that you can't just go buy a whole bunch and think you're going to go and help your friend put in some runes. You need to start the actual dungeon up and be the leader of the party for it to work. But you have runes there, you have your runes, you can go in there and buy runes. This is part of the guild hall or whatever. And then you have your rank test right here. Once you come up to this dude, it's going to tell you to do a rank test. There's usually about 20 rooms in here, and every single one of the units are going to be the bigger characters, not the little small characters that are outside that are dropping usually E or D ranks, but the C ranks that can be dropped from the bigger characters outside. Those are going to be the main ones are inside, and pretty much the only ones inside. Like I said, you're going to have 20 rooms. Once you go through 20 rooms, you'll be rewarded as your rank up reward, and each rank up will increase your DPS by 5%. So all the way from E to S rank, you'll be getting a buff and getting a total of 30% increase in DPS. So Beru before the update on my G rank was 3.2 trillion DPS. Now he is at 4.21. So yeah, pretty much a whole trillion jump essentially. I really appreciate it. That's kind of where my damage is like skyrocketed. Even the S rank I believe was like 293 billion. Now with the boost on percentages, it went up to 381 billion. It's really good, and that's pretty much self-explanatory for the most part of the game. I'm also going to go over here really quickly just towards the end of the video because it just makes sense to do it all right here at one point. So along with getting yourself to S rank, you can also get your characters and weapons to X rank. Well, your shadows and weapons to S rank. For your shadows, you're just going to come in here. Let's say you want to do the light admiral. You're going to put in light admiral with each rank. Once you put a light admiral with each rank, it will give you the option to pay. It depends on what character you're using on how much it's going to cost. I believe getting it to the SS for most part was about 100k gems, which is not really too bad. I feel like anybody can do that. And then I believe you had the option to use tickets as well, but I really wouldn't use tickets. Just use your gems. If you're in the final stages of Bleach and Black Clover, you should have enough gems in order to pretty much fuse anything together to get an SS character. And that's simple how you can get one. Like I said, you just need one rank of each one of these of one character. So I need S rank win, A rank win, B rank win, C4, so forth, so forth. Come over here to the weapon enchantment guide. You can put enchantments on your weapons as well. I really wouldn't do it because once you do enchant your weapon and then you upgrade the weapon, it loses the enchantment. So I wouldn't enchant the weapons, especially your legendary weapons, until you have that to SS and then enchant it. That way you'll know that you're not going to be wasting the enchantment even if you upgrade it. Yeah, just make sure you pay attention to that. Also, like I said, you can upgrade your weapons here. All you do is put 3 of the same typing in there. They have to be the same rarity. So here I would put 3 of these in here. Once I put 3 of these in, they're going to give me an option to do it for tickets or gems. You've upgraded it. Once you upgraded it to B rank or higher, if you got 3 B ranks, you'll make it into A rank. Simple as that. But you need multiple weapons in order to get it all the way to SS rank. So you're going to need quite a few weapons. especially for those legendary weapons that need to drop. You're going to need a lot of weapons. Just be aware with. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you guys did end up enjoying, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below what other guides or videos you guys would like to see. Let me know if you would like me to cover just certain characters or just certain islands. I'll do that, and I'll do an in-depth look of what all of their DPS and stuff like that is. Just let me know in the comments. I'm just coming up with brainstorming ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, other than that, me, your boy X. See ya.